I hear a lot of people talking about worth. Let me be honest. I hear a lot of women talking about worth. I never hear men talking about their worth. So I'm going to help you guys understand and give you a good definition of worth. If you take a 20 karat diamond, or should I say this? If there's a 20 karat diamond in the ground, it's not worth anything until it's dug up. And if you take that 20 karat diamond and you keep it at 20 carats, polish it, give it an emerald cut, I don't know. You can take that 20 karat to market and get the fee for a 20 karat. So by giving it a cut and polishing it, you're adding some positives. If you add negatives to a 20 karat diamond by cutting it up into 20 individual carats, you cannot now put it all, crumble them together and say, it's a 20 karat mother diamond. No, you can't do that. That is what women do. That's what I see a lot of women do. A lot of women, they'll be 33 years old and then now they claim they found their worth. So let me help y'all understand worth. Today is the 27th of April, 2025. I'm going to take y'all back to 1991. It was the first week of September. Actually, September 1st was something like that Monday or Tuesday, and I was going on vacation in the military. And my wife at that time called my first sergeant on me. We had separated, we had issues, but she called my first sergeant on me on a Thursday. The Thursday, and then like I said, over the weekend, like September 1st was like that Sunday, then the second was Monday, blah, blah. I was going on leave. And she called my first sergeant on me like that Thursday. The divorce was filed the next day. You know why? Because back in 1990, some 35 years ago, I knew my worth. I knew my worth. Let's fast forward to 1998. My only child was born. I had my only child with a woman that used to beat on me. Started to beat on me after the child was born. Put me in the hospital. When she put me in the hospital, I gave her 90 days to go to therapy. Can you guess what happened on the 91st day? Because I know my worth. Back in 1998, you guessed it, on the 91st day, we broke up because I knew my worth. A lot of you women, you're given, you want to live this bitch life. You want to be reckless. You want to give the best years of your life to a no good man. You want to have babies all over the place. And then you want to claim your worth. So let's go back to that diamond. What I said that with that diamond was, if you add to it, polish it up and give it an emerald cut. I don't know. I don't know if that's a legitimate name for a cut. So don't hold me to it. The worth goes up. But if you chop it up, take from it, you devalue it. A lot of you women don't understand and you don't want to believe that you being a virgin is your highest form. When you start adding kids to your life, your market value plummets. And I mean plummets. When you have 2 and 3 kids by 2 and 3 different dudes, you're not worth anything. You're not. I'm only kidding. You're worth something to the trash market. You're not worth anything to the wife market. You're not worth anything to the good market. Your claims of you knowing your worth, could you be honest with yourself? Because I want to be clear. If I look at my worth, I can add 2 more scenarios to my worth. Back in 2008, my dad died. And my brother got jealous of the fact that he was out there running the streets, devaluing himself. So when my dad died, I said, whatever the price of the funeral is, just let me know, I'll pay for it. Well, he didn't want to be upstaged by his little brother. So he changed all the funeral arrangements. Him and his shit-ass Aunt Wandy. They changed the funeral arrangements. And myself and my oldest brother missed my dad's funeral. He didn't call us. I called him the day that we supposed to have got together. Everything went to voicemail. It was cool. It was cool. But I know my worth. That happened in 2008. It is now 2024. According to my calendar and yours, that is 16 years ago. Haven't spoke to him since. You know why I haven't spoke to him since? You guessed it. I know my worth. Got one more for you. My mom. My mom sat down there and watched me go through everything else with reason as to why I started that company behind me to my left, you're right. Now, I want to be clear about something. Candy Lightner. You know Candy Lightner, don't you? You probably don't, but you know her organization. MAD. Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. You heard of that organization, right? Yeah. She started that organization when her child was killed by a drunk driver. Candy Lightner is deemed as a hero. Nobody got no problem with her. She even helped get some laws written to just deem people drunk, and they wasn't. There's a lot of lawsuits down in the lower states, down in the southern states behind Candy Lightner's law that she got implemented. A lot of individuals don't even drink. Life was destroyed for 2 and 3 years till it got overruled and stuff because they put a law in that she fought for. Nobody said nothing about Candy Lightner. They just talked about the law. Another guy, you know him, you heard of him, John Walsh. You seen his show, America's Most Wanted. You seen his show, The Hunt, and a host of other catch a criminal shows. Well, that's how he got into that. His son was kidnapped and decapitated. Because of that, he started his relentless pursuit to bring criminals to justice. Nobody hates John Walsh. Nobody hates that man. Him and his wife got a divorce behind that, but nobody hates that man behind that. Chris Smith, the guy that dad had him working when he was 6 years old, he wanted to do the same thing with his daughter. So when his daughter was 6 years old, she had her own company. She was writing newsletters in my newsletter, The Struggles of Man. My 6-year-old daughter had a piece in my newsletter called Just Us Kids. She had her own business named after such. I wanted to give my daughter the life that my dad gave me. It's the reason why I'm 56 years old. And God damn it, as an ugly mother, I'm sure it's pretty. I'm sure it's pretty. I'm pretty because of my dad. I stay in shape because I know my worth. But a woman said, nope, you're a black man. I want to deem you bad like all the rest of the black men. I want to sell the world that you're a bum. Now, that was a pretty tall order, being at all the things that I did. So Atia LaShawn Bradley stayed relentless and constantly trying to destroy my life. You see this right here? Not the gun that I had at the time, but the gun that I did have, I had a Davis 380. I wanted to kill myself twice. My mother knew this, but my mother turned around and took Atia LaShawn Bradley's side. Yep, in 2019, my mom said, what's the purpose of that business behind me to my left? You're right. What's the purpose of that damn business anyway? I said, Mom, this got nothing to do with the women of your generation. It's the women that I have to deal with. Now, so what? I got nieces and I'm sure they ain't like that. In that vigor. Because I know my worth. Hadn't talked to that bitch since. You heard what I just said? Let me back it up. Haven't talked to that bitch since. Yup, that's right. I know my worth. You're not going to sit there and see your son go through the guidelines of all the hurt and pain and think that you're going to, I violated the sisterhood according to my former mama anyway. But because of that, what my mother did and my brother did, I know my worth to both of them for the rest of their life. I don't care nothing about them because they showed me they don't care nothing about me. But this all happened and this is all in place because you guessed it. I know my worth. Remember, y'all, today is April 27, 2025. I know my worth.